So one of the most important and I would say cool aspects of JavaScript is AJAX. Really, it is just really cool. So what we're going to learn how to do today is how to use it um, to prevent a page from just totally reloading, right? So let me give you an example. All right, here's a website I built, and let's say, I don't know, so let's go to 3,000 to 4,000. So now you can see, especially with a web page where you have a large graphic in the background, you see this one? And then I've got a graphic here. I've got this tab layout here, okay? If we don't use AJAX, okay, this whole thing will flash. It will flicker. It will be like a light that it just for a moment. If your internet connection is really good, then only for a moment it will flash or change. It just looks bad, and it can result in problems. Because your user will notice that, oh wait, I have to wait again. It's not nearly as good as Ajax. Okay, it just gives your website a much more professional feel. So we can see here. Let's see. Okay, now it's loading kind of slow, but that was kind of slow. But at any rate, I'll do it again. You see, I'm on a VPN, so it's going through like about 3 countries. So let's do that again. Now you can see, if you go, well, let's go to like 5. If you see here, these things will not flash as such, right? Okay, you see there it's loading a little quicker. Okay. And maybe we go to 5,000, 4,000. Okay, whoops. Okay. You see how the only part of the web page that changed was this part. Okay, it just quickly opened it up. And this didn't flash. The background didn't go away. At any rate, so oh, by the way, you guys, I am going to leave links to all the code I use down in the description so that you can just copy what I've done, and you don't have to retype it. You don't have to type it line by line, but you should definitely think about the code, and sometimes you should type it out line by line, etc. It'll be good for your coding skills, okay? But at any rate, that's not always, you don't always want that. So at any rate, we have some files here. The first one is this upload file, AJAX upload. And let's see here. Where are we? Okay, it's right here. So I kind of changed it, right? I kind of changed it. And with this particular, this leaves off from another one of my videos I did. And so let's see here. What this code does is it makes an insertion in the database. And then we're going to upload a file and we're going to display it right here. So we've got a database with a table called friends, first name, last name, city, email, and picture. Just a moment. All right. Okay, and what we're doing is we're storing the image file name in the pick1 category. Okay, so you have friend ID, first name, last name, city, email, and the pick file name. Okay, so this is the important part of our lesson or this tutorial today. Okay, it's so essentially what we're going to do is we are going to take the picture that we upload here, and then we're going to display it down there. So let's just take a quick look here. I think I'm going to change this name. All right, let's use that one. So we do this. And so you can see that only that changed. So that's what this code will do. All right, and so you can change this around to use it in different ways. So here's our form upload. Okay, and it's just like a form, the same kind of form we used in the last ones. Now, we're using jQuery. We're using one of jQuery's AJAX method. So here I have linked in my jQuery script. Okay, and so here's the document ready function. And now, right here, from here to there, what I have here is what this line of code does is essentially it selects or it creates an event relating to the submission of this form. So on submit. Okay, so this is an event, the submit event, and I got form upload, right? My jQuery selector, I selected that as an object. Okay, form upload. All right, then here's the function that will be called when this event occurs, and it takes an argument, a parameter, the event object, and then we do something with the event object, this event. It is prevent the default. What's the default? The default is that this will be submitted in a normal way, okay? That it will do a normal submission, right? So on submit, when we click this button here, this is our submit button right there. When we click that button, we want to prevent the default action. Okay, we want to prevent the default action. And the reason we want to do that, is because we're going to handle it in jQuery. Okay, we're going to send all the information to jQuery. All right, we're going to use jQuery to send all of that information back to the server. Okay, we're going to use jQuery, we're going to use jQuery to do that. So we want to prevent that the normal way, and then we're going to use AJAX. So this is an AJAX, a jQuery function called AJAX. All right, now they have, there are actually about, I think it's 3 or 4. Gosh, I'm having trouble here. Sorry, guys. Different AJAX functions, or we could say AJAX related functions, okay? And this is just one of them. I found this one's easy to use, okay? Now first we have the URL, and that is the URL or the script where we're going to send our data, okay? And that is over here, okay? So all of that PHP code that we would normally use to talk to the database, we're going to put that in a separate file, okay? We're going to put that in a separate file. And what type is it? Well, it's a post. You can use a get, okay? But usually for a number of reasons, I end up using a post, okay? Not always, though. Not always. For example, they have other methods like they have get JSON. That's another method. I use that quite a bit. Now, I think the most important thing is this here. All right, this creates a new object, our form data. Okay, this line right here. All right, and what that does is our JavaScript code there, our jQuery code, takes all of our form data, including our file. Okay, input type file, including our file. So our file is going to be sent over to our server-side script here. Okay, right there. All of our data, our name, our last name, our email, our city, our file, it's going to be sent over to that script over here. Okay? And so, okay, for now, just content type, cache, process data, set up. For now, just set all those to false. Now, then, what is going to happen on success and when our script over here, right here, when our script is finished processing the data, when it's finished doing its thinking, it's going to send information back to the browser and back to our JavaScript, right? Okay? And to a particular function, namely this one. So all the data that is coming from our script, and we're going to look at this in a minute, okay? We're going to look at this in a minute. This is going to, I send back, well, first, let's just stay on this. Okay, so our script over here is going to send data back. It's going to send data back, and it's going to come right down through this function. Okay, it's going to come right down through here. And what it sends, what it returns to our JavaScript in the user's browser is going to be referred to here as data. Okay? Okay, here we have data, and here's our data. Okay, so then we take data, all right, and I'm going to put it in a JavaScript variable. I called it image file name. Because remember, I want to send back some information so that I could show this picture. And I'm going to send back the file name, right? I think you guys probably get that, but maybe not. So I'm going to, but it doesn't matter, okay? You will understand in a moment. You will understand in a moment. I'm going to send back the file name, okay? So I'm going to put that right there. Now, remember, we're uploading a pic. We're uploading a picture, right? So our code over here is going to handle that. It's going to upload that, and it's going to put it in a directory. So which directory? I know, we've already decided that I'm going to put it in this directory. All right. This one here. Okay. And so then I'm going to take the image file name that I get back from this script, okay? And then I'm going to add it, I'm going to attach it there, okay? Then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to use jQuery to go ahead and grab this element right here. So I have an image here, an image tag here that has no source attribute. Okay. It has so. Whoops. Sorry about that. This image has no source attribute. So we're going to set the source attribute through our JavaScript. Okay? And we're going to do that based on the picture, the pick1 variable that I get back from the server. Okay? And so, not only that, here's my CSS file, you guys. Okay? So in my CSS file, what I've done, show new pick, I have set the display property to none. Okay? I've set it to none. Now, if I didn't set it to none, if I set it to say block, as you know, I think you'd know, it will show something strange here. You see that? Okay, so don't do that, right? We don't do that. But you get the idea. And I think you also can anticipate that what we're going to do is we're going to use JavaScript to modify this CSS property. We're going to change it, right, so that it displays. All right? So the first thing I do is, okay, I set display to inline block. Okay, now maybe I could put this after it, which might be better, I think, actually. But now here it's telling me that I can chain these methods, so just ignore that. So it's a duplicated selector, but so what it's saying is, look, hey, you could chain these selectors. Okay, you could put this method right there. Okay, and all right, I guess I'll do that, but for the sake of clarity, I was not going to do that, but I guess I will. Okay, you can see, all right, so if you want to do that, you can. So first thing I do is I grab the show new pick element, and I set the attribute, the source attribute, to image URL right here, right? So now my image will have a source attribute, and then I just change, and then coming back, working back on still again on this object. So this method here will work on the object. This method then will again work on that object. So this is referred to as method chaining. Okay? All right. So we're going to break this video up into a couple of different, okay, so this is part A, and the next one will be part B. This is video number 9, and so we're going to start again with video number 10. And because we want to look at the code, we're not finished, okay? We're not finished. We need to look at the code here in this file over here.